Welcome back to another Free Tool Friday, where today we're going to talk about Microsoft Teams and how it can save you a little time and maybe a little money. Let's get to it. So today we're not going to try and cover everything related to Teams in general. We're going to talk about a few things that we believe have helped us save a lot of time and basically a lot of chatter, cut the chatter down, right? So that is actually Teams and channels inside of Teams. Now you can organize these in many different ways, but if you think of a team as maybe an organization within your company, for a specific group that you want to organize your chats and files, you can actually cut this into many different pieces. But what we do is we create a team and then create topics, which are called channels inside of Microsoft Teams. So one of the things that we found that has really quickly changed the way that we communicate, we actually don't use email a whole lot anymore, and we actually don't use email as a way to send files around to each other or even to clients if we can. So I'll show you what we do. So we come into this group here, which is actually a channel, and we come over here to files. So you can see I've got a file right here. I can actually start a chat around this. I can do all kinds of different things. I can open it in SharePoint, pin to the top as an important file. So anything that we talk about inside of a post, if we share a file inside of a post, inside of a new conversation down here, just like a chat, it actually gets saved in the files area by default. So anything that you have talked about, you say, man, can I, go back and find that file? Yes, you can. So you can go right back to the topic or channel, come up to the files tab, and everything that has ever been talked about or saved has made its way into this folder. So one thing that is also interesting is, in this case, we're talking about the Aspire Food team, right? So we got breakfasts, lunches, dinners, competition barbecue. Well, competition barbecue, I think we have some top secret files out there. We don't want everybody being able to edit these files. Maybe we just want them to be able to read them. So what we'll do now is just come up here to the top, click new. Let's create a folder. Let's name this thing Top Secret Folder. We'll let it create. I'm actually going to then say open in SharePoint. Once SharePoint opens up, I'm going to hover over this folder and click the three little dots here, then details. And over to the right, you'll see this box that says has access and manage access. We'll click manage access, and basically the test team members, they only can view it now, right? So basically that's making it a read-only folder. So since I own it, I can actually add, remove, change, things like that. Others can only now view the contents of that folder. So if we can close this, we're back here. And we're going to move our top secret brisket recipe there. So we'll say move, move, and into the top secret folder. And so now that will be read only for anybody who is not me at this point. So one other cool feature that I think is neat is, a lot of times you'll get a customer email or just an email that you want to chat about with a team member or even within your groups. So how you can get that email into Teams is right click on this guy, and basically you can say get email address. So once you have the email address, you can copy that, and I'm going to come over to my Outlook real quick, paste that email address in, test email. This is a test, hit the send button, and now I have a new email in the competition barbecue discussion area on the top, at the top level. So I can say see more, I can see the whole thing. This is just a test email. Here's the subject. And of course, this is your disclaimer. This is how you actually email information into your groups or your channels so that you can then collaborate on it and actually, execute whatever tasks you would like on it. So one other feature that we talk about a lot amongst ourselves anyway is the apps feature. There are just tons and tons of apps that you can connect. Of course, you'll want to make sure that you could watch your AspireForIT.com YouTube videos. I would highly recommend coming over here and adding that to your Teams environment. That way you can copy and paste links or search from within this little add-on to make sure that you can find the videos that you want to share in and amongst your team members that actually shows up in your chat page. So that's kind of a neat feature. We actually integrate our Pipedrive account with this. So Pipedrive, we've talked about that before as one of our CRM tools that we use on Free Tool Friday. We may get into it to where we can actually demo that in the next couple of videos coming up, but just know that we can actually create tasks. We can actually chat back and forth about things going on in Pipedrive from right within the Teams environment. So really handy. And as you can see, there used to just be a few applications that were out here. These are just examples if you look at this. So, you know, popular across teams, these are just the top 9. Then you can click the see all and it gets very in depth. You know, education, productivity, there's just tons and tons of stuff out here. There's also workflows where you can actually create different workflows for you. For a teammate, for a channel. So lots and lots of flexibility and lots of powerful items that you can get into. So one other super powerful feature that I wanted to talk about real quick is if you pay for Zoom meetings, or, you know, if you still have the free account, which actually only allows you to go to, I believe, 45 minutes or so. If you ever need a longer meeting, the online meetings and online video meetings are actually built into Teams. So from this tool, from this window, you can actually just click on the channel. The team members within this channel would get this message, but you come up here to the right, you can click Meet, which is Meet Now, or you can actually schedule a meeting, and you know, the regular scheduling features just like you would have in your calendar. When you say send it, everybody gets notified that they have a new calendar invite. They can go out and actually click right into it, and the meeting opens up right within Teams. So very handy. There is a new team together mode that Microsoft came out with that enables a lot more team members to get together on the same screen. So that's a really handy feature as well. But that's just an example of what you can do here. You can also do voice calls within Team. Just highlight a member's name, click on call button that's in the top right corner, and you're talking to them across your PC speakers and microphones. So the one thing that you got to watch out for is if you are on a PC that does not have a microphone or speakers, it's going to be a challenge for you. If you've got set up to where you've got multiple inputs for a microphone, multiple inputs or outputs for a speaker, then you may need to make sure that you've set them up correctly inside of Teams in the settings to make sure that you can take advantage of those. So we'll close this. One other feature that I'd like to talk about is the actual integration between Excel, Word, PowerPoint into the Teams environment. Whenever this first came out years ago, when Teams was brand new, and obviously Microsoft Office Online was still brand new, it was very limited. The functionality, people got turned off on it. So if you haven't seen it in a while, let me show you what you can do here. So I'm going to go into Files in the Breakfast area. I'm going to click into Breakfast Schedule, and I want you to see how very close this looks to the latest versions of Office that you would install on a PC or a laptop or even a MacBook. The cool part about this is the fact that you can actually edit this in real time. You can have a conversation with somebody about this, and you can even say invite people to come in and edit with you at the same time, which is a really neat feature. As soon as you save this, you don't have to save this. It automatically saves while you're working on it, which is a convenient feature. But as soon as you're done working, you can hit the close button up here, and all your latest changes are available for everybody to see. Same thing for Word documents. You know, you can create a new Word document here. You can see how close this toolbar is to the actual Word document tools that you would see on the versions that are installed on the PCs, Macs, and laptops. So it's very, very close now, a lot more parity between the two, and very much a usable alternative if you didn't want to open all of your documents or Excel files inside the actual desktop app. So this is also handy if you have Teams installed and don't have those apps installed, such as a Linux machine. Hopefully that helps you get a little bit more out of your Teams environment. If you didn't know about this files area, definitely a great place to share files between team members, especially within a channel or a topic area. You can do this, you know, team-wide as well in the general area. And one of the other things that we didn't talk about today that maybe we'll talk about in the future is a wiki. So this is a, you know, if you've ever seen a wiki before, a how-to article, a knowledge base, you can actually create that inside your team in the general area. And wikis exist also in the channels so that you can have that as well for each channel. But you can actually capture the knowledge of the tribe, basically put it inside the wiki. And it's a very useful place to go back and refer to it. So I hope that helps with getting the most out of your Teams environment. Again, this isn't a comprehensive tutorial, but definitely something that you could use tomorrow, today. Not real difficult to find where the files are stored in each one of these topic areas or channels. And you can start impressing your friends and your coworkers to say, now we can start sharing some files and let me show you some cool tricks. All right, well, that wraps up another Free Tool Friday. We'll talk to you next week.